I come across this aspect so much that I thought to share about this with you today. Have you heard about that 2-minute decision rule? Now, it is about eliminate decision paralysis so you can keep moving smoothly. So, do you know that an average person approximately makes 35,000 decisions per day? Of course, mostly unconscious. Don't worry, you're not making this consciously, otherwise, you won't exist sanely right now. But the ones that you actually have to think about it can actually deplete you of your energy throughout the entire day. And decision paralysis is real. It's scientifically documented and there have been experiments made about it. There are research going on about it and it's costing you your hours every week and every single day. So today I'm going to give you a rule, a very simple rule which you can apply anytime, anywhere, and this is going to help you a lot with respect to your time, with respect to your energy, with respect to the results that you're looking for. Now, it is called as 2-minute decision rule. But before that, let me share this with you so that it becomes clearer and more interesting actually. And there has been a science behind this particular decision fatigue. In 2010 or 2011, I guess, a fascinating study was published actually examining the decisions made by judges in Israel. So, over the course of a generic work day, there were some rulings for a parole applications. Real life, high stake decisions, and these judges were about to make it throughout the day. Now, the researchers found something really interesting. Prisoners who appeared in the morning received parole approximately 65% over the time. 65% of the time. Prisoners who appeared late in the afternoon received only 10% of the time. Now, same cases, same legals and criteria, vastly different outcomes. Why? Because they observed that throughout, as the day was progressing, there were more decisions being made by the judges, and as the day progressed, the judges made more decisions out of fatigue. Their mental resources depleted, and when mental resources depletes, the brain defaults to the safest, lowest effort choice, which in the parole context meant no. So the answer was in general no. So basically this percentage, the variation in the kind of decisions that were being passed throughout the day gave out a starking study, and it reflected in every aspect over there. So now this isn't unique to just judges, by the way. This is to every human being. Every decision that you make depletes a finite cognitive resource. Okay, a part of the brain which makes decisions. It needs energy, it needs focus, right? So CEOs, surgeons, professionals, pilots, parents, teachers, anybody you take, everybody is making a decision. You sitting here right now watching this video, you are also making a decision. Everyone experiences this. Now here is the problem. Most of us burn through our best decision-making energy on low-stake choices. That means, think about it. I'll give you a classic example. How much time most of the people take in terms of finding the right kind of life partner, or in terms of living their life after marrying, okay, the kind of decisions that they take. So when it comes to marriage or wedding, they put the decisions on their parents or somebody else, and okay, you select, fine, I'm okay with it, I'll just see, and I don't want to think much, so I'll go ahead with it. Whereas the same person choosing the kind of clothes that you are going for a party tonight, how much effort, time and dedication you are putting in terms of choice of clothes or what you want to eat in that restaurant, and how much decision, time and energy you're putting on finding the kind of person you want to spend your life with. Think about it and you will see the answer around you, and you know what I'm talking about. Now, same thing goes in your day-to-day activities like, should I reply to this email now or later? Which task should I start first? Should I go to this meeting? Should I call up this person? What should I have for lunch? Etc. etc. And by afternoon, by evening, you are already done. You have a depleted brain by that time, your energy is gone, and here is where the 2-minute decision rule is designed and it comes into picture. Now, the 2-minute decision rule is very simple yet very powerful. It simply states that any decision that you can make adequately within 2 minutes, you must make it right now. That's it. Not something like, okay, I'll think about it, let me sleep on it, let me think a little more on it. No, right now. 2 minutes, decision made, done. Move on. That's it. The word adequately is important over here because not perfectly, and you're not waiting for the perfect decision to kick in. Adequately meaning over here is the decision that you produce is acceptable and it will produce an acceptable outcome. And if needed, if the outcome is not as per your choice or convenience, there is a chance to course correct it as you move ahead. So basically, if you're making a decision within 2 minutes, just make it now and keep it simple. Okay, and once you've made the decisions, simply move on. Now, why this works is, number one, your brain does not have time to think. No analysis, no paralysis. It forces you to distinguish between that, yes, I need it right now. Can I make the decision right now? Yes, no, yes, go ahead. That's it. So what happens is take away the pressure, the excess amount of energy you are putting unnecessarily into it. It takes away all those things and just helps you go through it, make a decision and move on. Secondly, it actually prevents the accumulation of more options. That means if there are more options, there are more loopholes. If there are more loopholes, your energy is going, your thinking capacity is going, oh, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do that? And then you are gone. You are ultimately not making any decision. You're just wasting your energy. So being undecided and you thinking about making that decision a lot is not leading you anywhere. It's like you're beating around the bush and you're going nowhere, yet you think that I have done a lot of work, I have expended a lot of my energy. No, it's not that, right? You are just conning yourself, which is not leading you anywhere. So in this case, the 2-minute decision rule actually closes the loop consciously and it keeps your cognitive bandwidth clear, focused, and it helps you implement what needs to be implemented. That's it, what matters right now at hand. Now, with respect to this, even research has shown that low to medium stake decisions, quick decisions, actually produce more outcome and it gives more quality. Because think about it, eating, what you are going to wear, should you send this email, should you go here, should you call this person, 90% of these decisions are always giving you the right kind of outcomes. Think about it. Okay, the faster you make the decision, you also have the chance to also course correct it if needed. But when you take so much of time, then later on there is no time. Even if you want to course correct, maybe there is no time left for that. So how to apply it practically? Now let's say when a decision arrives, let's say in the form of an email or something is there inside your head, you are thinking about something needs to be done. Now, first question you need to ask yourself, you can also write it down if you want. The first question you need to ask yourself is, does this decision need to be taken today? If the answer is no, fine. Keep it aside, schedule it, remove it then and there. Remove it from your vicinity of the mind. Okay? If the answer is yes, take the decision within 2 minutes, get it done with. Question number 2, you need to ask yourself, will I significantly have more information in 24 to 48 hours if I don't make the decision right now? That means if I delay my decision making right now, will I have more added information in the next 1 or 2 days to help me make a better decision about it? If the answer is no, take the decision, move on. If the answer is yes, then you schedule a time for it. When you receive more information about it, you just simply go ahead and make the decision. It's as simple as that. And the third question you need to ask yourself, is this reversible? That means whatever decision you make right now, can I modify it? Can I change it? If the answer is yes, go ahead, make the decision, move on, because you have the flexibility of changing and modifying your answer later on. If you still did not get it, go back, pause, go back, answer these 3 questions and understand, because every time you land up in this kind of a decision-making scenario, you are going to ask these 3 questions, and once you know the answer, you move on accordingly. Okay, about 80% of the decisions in your work day, in any given generic day, will have an answer yes. Okay, specifically to question number 3. Why? Because majority of the decisions that we take has the flexibility of us modifying or working on the decision again and helping us get a better outcome. Do this and see. What happens is majority of the time people think in their head, live in their head, they assume in their head, and they don't go anywhere. That's why the decision making fatigue comes into picture. Now let me tell you the story of a person called Vikram. Of course I've changed the name. So this person ran a startup with approximately 12 to 15 employees. He was brilliant, thorough, deeply committed to his work, enjoyed doing it, and he was also committed to his team. And even after saying all these things, he was still the bottleneck of his own company, of his own business. Because decisions that should take an hour were taking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. So team members would ask for approval on a design, marketing spend, vendor notice, etc., etc. And Vikram would say, let me think about it. I'll update you in some time. His thinking had no deadline. He did not have any deadline on his own decision-making aspect. So what happens? Obviously, there was a chain reaction. His decisions piled up, the work piled up, projects got stalled, the team morale, fell down, it got eroded, and his COO, the Chief Operating Officer, actually described it like we had 20 smart people ready to execute, like 15 to 20 smart people to execute, and we were all waiting for Vikram to just finish thinking and give a go ahead. So when we audited his decision making backlog, we found there were around 45 open decisions. Okay, some of which has been pending for a couple of months. So if you go into the mathematics, it does not make any sense. It's a complete disaster to the business productivity. So they started implementing this 2-minute decision rule, just with simple addition, that take 10 decisions a day, apply the 2-minute decision making rule, and start seeing the changes. Within a span of 3 days, the backlog of decisions were cleared, the bottleneck was removed, teams started working on the stuffs, and the output of the team increased to at least 30%. Not because nobody pushed them, nobody motivated them or anything like that. It was just because of one key that needed to be put in the right place to unlock it. And that was the owner himself working on his decision-making ability. So you see, decision-making is one of the most crucial aspects a person is going to have throughout his or her entire life. But what we make out of it is how we are going to experience the results that we are having. So, starting today, if you are somebody who is getting stuck on making these kind of decisions, go back to point number 1, set your decision-making aspects, answer those 3 questions, get it done with, and move on to the next thing. The moment you realize that you are the bottleneck of your own day-to-day activities, whether it's in your personal life or professional life, you will see the next step is to clear that bottleneck. The first one is your realization and the acceptance that yes, I am the bottleneck for my own growth. And then you apply this 2-minute decision rule, and then you see how it changes the way you perceive things, the way you implement things, and finally you get the results that you're looking for. I hope this helps, because this is a very practical thing and even I apply it. You apply it at your end and let me know how it works for you. If you have still not read my book, which is 7 Steps from Shame to Being Back in the Game, go ahead and read it. It's there on Amazon. It's a highly implementation book. If you have read it or you want to gift it to somebody, go ahead and gift it to them. And I will see you soon in the next video. Till then, namaskaram.